Welcome to today's episode where we are going to discuss life after turning 50. You're 52 and thinking about going back to school. You're 58 and you want to start a business. You're 55 and considering a complete career change. But that voice in your head keeps saying, aren't you too old for this? Well, let me ask you something. Too old compared to what? And too old according to who? Society has programmed us to believe that reinvention has an expiration date and that after 50, you should just settle into whatever life you've built and stop wanting more. That starting over is for young people who have time to make mistakes and recover. But here's what that thinking ignores. You might have 20, 30 years left. That's longer than most people's entire careers. Are you really going to spend 3 decades or 2 decades doing something that doesn't fulfill you because you think you're too old to change? That isn't starting over, that's leveling up. You're not a 22-year-old with no experience. You have decades of skills, relationships, wisdom, and resources. And you know what? You don't want, which saves you years of trial and error. You understand people, systems, and yourself in ways young people don't. That's not a disadvantage. That's years of growth. If you're 55 and thinking, I'm too old to spend 4 years in school, well, let me do the math for you. You'll be 59 when you graduate. Guess what? You'll be 59 anyway. The question is, do you want to be 59 with new skills and opportunities, or 59 wishing you had started 4 years ago? Stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 1. Your journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Maybe you become a therapist at 60, start painting at 65, or launch a nonprofit at 70. There's no rule that says you have to accomplish everything by 40. Success at any age is still success. And here's the beautiful thing about starting over after 50. You're not doing it to impress anyone or prove anything. You're doing it because it matters to you. That clarity and authenticity gives you an advantage over people who are chasing dreams that aren't really theirs. The real question isn't, am I too old to try this? It's, will I regret not trying? In 10 years, you'll either be glad you started or sorry you didn't. Which regret can you live with better? Look, I can't promise that starting over at 50 will be easy, but what I can promise is that it's possible. Every single day, people your age are going back to school, starting businesses, changing careers, and creating the lives they actually want. Age is just a number, but regret is a weight you carry forever. You've spent decades living for other people, your kids, your employer, and your family. Maybe it's time to live for yourself. If you're tired of letting age be an excuse for not pursuing what you really want, subscribe for more permission to live boldly at any age. And tell me in the comments, what would you do if age wasn't a factor?